Good morning, y'all. Happy Friday. We made it to Friday, and I hope you have the most blessed Friday ever. I am a little late, and I apologize, but today we're going to be in 1 Peter 2:23, and it reads, "When they hurled their insults at Jesus, he did not retaliate. When he suffered, he made no threats. Instead, he entrusted himself to who judges justly." Okay? And it's called a Christ-like response. And the devotional goes on to read, George was working on a construction job in the heat of the Carolina summer when someone living nearby walked into the yard where he was working. Clearly angry, the neighbor began to curse and criticize everything about the project and how it was being done. George received the verbal blows without response until the angry neighbor stopped yelling. Then he gently responded, "You've had a really hard day, hadn't you?" Suddenly, the angry neighbor's face softened. His head dipped, and he said, "I'm sorry for the way that I spoke to you." George's kindness had diffused the neighbor's wrath. There are times when we want to strike back, to give abuse for abuse and insult for an insult. What George modeled instead was a kindness seen most perfectly in the way that Jesus bore the consequences of our sins. When they hurled their insults at him, he did not retaliate. When he suffered, he made no threats. Instead, he entrusted himself to him who judges justly. 1 Peter 2:23 again. All of us will face moments where we're misunderstood, misrepresented, or even feel attacked. We may want to respond in kind, but the heart of Jesus calls us to be kind, to pursue peace and display understanding. As he enables us today, perhaps God could use us to bless someone enduring a hard day. And I want to dig a little deeper into that. I want to ask you, how do you respond to yourself? How do you respond to yourself? Like, maybe you're like me, you're a very busy person, so you're a very scheduled person, and if you're not on time right when you need to be on time, then you tend to get a little overwhelmed or maybe just really freak out. So then think about it, when somebody reacts in that way or rushes you, then you tend to freak out. And so when we look at how we respond to ourselves and when we look how we handle ourselves, what's in the heart is what will come out unto others. And the Bible teaches us that we should give what we receive from Christ himself. And I don't know about you, but Christ sure gives me a lot of grace, a lot of mercy, a lot of patience, and most importantly, unconditional love. So that tells me that I should be going out in the world and giving that. But how am I handling myself in order to be able to go handle others? If the Bible teaches us to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. So my question to you today is not only how are you treating your neighbor, but how are you treating yourself? It starts internally. So maybe this weekend, spend some time with yourself. Find the root. Ask God to show you and reveal to you what needs to be healed within you so you can love your neighbor better. Y'all have a blessed Friday.